Hi everybody, this is Diana from Sweet y Salado, and today we're going to make another version of Colombian tamales, and those are Tolimense style because they come from the Tolima region of Colombia. These are a little bit different from the ones we made last year because they have chicken, rice, and a boiled egg. As always, the link for this recipe is going to be available at the end of the video, and it's also found in the info box below. To begin, we are going to make our marinade, and for that we're going to need some white onion, some green onion, lots of garlic, some food coloring. You can use sazon Goya or triguizar, ground cumin, and salt and pepper. And before we blend, we are going to add a little bit of water. We cover and then we blend everything really well. For the filling, a lot of people like to use 3 different types of pork meat. I only use 2 because I think that's plenty. So we're going to start with some boneless ribs, and we're going to place them in a resealable bag. The meat is also raw. Some people like to boil it before assembling the tamales. I think that's an extra step that you don't need to do, but if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. And here we have some pork belly. It's got the skin on. It also has some fat and some meat. And then we're going to slice it into pieces because we're going to use 1 per serving. And we're also going to place the pork belly in a resealable bag. You can also use a glass bowl or a glass container. And here we have the chicken. We're going to use some drumsticks without the skin. We're also going to use some thighs. This one is skinless with the bone. And I also have some skinless, boneless thighs. And we're also going to place the chicken in a resealable bag. Then we're going to pour in our marinade. We close each bag, making sure there's no air inside. We're also going to massage the meat to make sure that it's well covered with the marinade. And then we're going to refrigerate it overnight. We're going to use banana leaves to wrap the tamales the same way we did last year for the other version of tamales that we made. These are frozen, and with a wet towel we're going to clean both sides of each leaf. We're also going to heat them up for a few seconds over a stovetop burner, and this is going to help them become more flexible when you wrap the tamales, and we're going to do this on both sides. Now we're going to make our guiso or seasoning. So in a large pan, we're going to heat some olive oil on medium heat. Then we're going to add some chopped green onion. We're also going to add some garlic. And then we're going to cook this for about 2 minutes. Then we're going to add some red bell pepper, some chopped tomato, And then we're going to cook this for about 5 minutes or until everything's nice and soft. Now we're going to add a chicken bouillon. This is optional, so you don't have to add it. Some food coloring like sazon Goya or triguisar. Ground cumin. And salt and pepper to taste. We stir everything really well. And if you notice that it's a little bit too thick, you can go ahead and add a few tablespoons of water. Now we're going to make our masa or our dough. So in a large pot, we're going to heat some water on medium-low heat. We're also going to add a chicken bouillon, and again, this is optional. Again, we're going to add some food coloring, onion powder, garlic powder, ground cumin, and salt. We give it a stir, and then we're just going to heat this up. We're not going to let it boil. So right before it starts boiling, you're going to add your pre-cooked cornmeal. This is the same kind that we used to make the arepas, empanadas, and the other version of tamales. And we're going to stir everything really well. And just make sure you get rid of all the lumps that you may have. We're going to add some cooked sweet peas. These are frozen. You can use canned if you want as well. And then we're going to add some cooked rice. This is your regular white rice that I added a little bit of color when I cooked it. And if you need to learn how to make rice, all you have to do is click on the rice right now, and that will take you to the video where I show you how. Now this step is optional, but if you want, you can add some pork lard to your masa. To assemble our tamales, we're going to use about 3 to 4 pieces of banana leaves, and we're going to place them one on top of the other. Now we're going to pour a little bit of masa right in the center. We're also going to use some sliced carrots. I put these in a little bit of water and salt. We're also going to use some red potatoes that have been sliced. I put them in a bowl of water with a little bit of food coloring. Then we add half of a boiled egg. And now we place our pork meat. This is the pork belly, the boneless rib, and a piece of chicken. Now we put about a tablespoon of our guiso or seasoning that we made previously. And then we're going to top it with a little bit of more masa. To close it, we are just going to gather all of our corners right in the middle. And then we end up with a little bowl at the bottom. And now we're going to tie it up with some kitchen twine. We're going to hold it with one of our fingers. And then we're going to tie it about 3 to 4 times really tightly. you want, you can cut off the top just to make it look nice. And there you have it. So let's assemble another tamal so you can see how it's done. Here we have the banana leaves, one on top of the other. We're gonna pour some masa right in the center. We put a couple of carrot slices. Then we add some red potato slices. Half of a boiled egg. Our pork belly, boneless rib, a piece of chicken, some guiso, and a little bit of masa. We gather all of our corners right in the center. And then we tie it up with some kitchen twine. We hold it with one of our fingers. And then we tie it up about 3 to 4 times. And that's all you need to do. To cook our tamales, we're going to use a tamalera, which is a big pot to make tamales. We're going to add a little bit of water. We're going to season it with some salt. Then we're going to put a steaming rack right at the bottom, and whatever pieces of banana leaves you have left, you can place them right on the bottom, and this prevents the tamales from getting burned. We're going to let the water boil. And once it's boiling, you're going to add all of your tamales one on top of the other. We cover our pot and we're going to steam them for about 2.5 hours, but make sure you check the water level from time to time to make sure it doesn't dry up. Then we're going to let the tamales rest for a few minutes right before serving, and then you can serve them with some bread rolls or arepas for breakfast. And that's your recipe for making Colombian tamales Tolimense style. If you enjoyed this video and this recipe, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends, and subscribe to this channel, which is absolutely free. And don't forget that you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and Google+. Thanks everybody for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye, and buen provecho.